Hello everybody, make sure you have these notes in front of you. The notes look like this. At the top of your screen it will say writing and graphing inequalities. Mine says answer key, yours will not. Please put your name and the date at the top. You know you're going to have to show us these when you get done. Today we started talking about inequalities, and I want you to notice very clearly the word inequality has the word equal in it. But because it says unequal, it means these are equations or expressions that are not equal to each other. So let's talk about what an inequality is. Number one, it says an inequality is a mathematical sentence. So a sentence is like an equation that compares two expressions. So there's an expression on either side of the equation, and we're telling you that one side is probably greater than or less than the other. Please write that down, but please just remember an inequality means that two of these sides, the two sides are probably not going to be equal to each other. Number two, the inequalities contain these symbols. Less than, if it points to the left, it's less than. Greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Those are the four signs you'll usually see when we talk about inequalities. Complete the chart below. You already have this chart, but the red is the part you don't have. So the less than symbol looks like it's pointing to the left because we read things left to right. That means the first number or expression is less than the number on the right or the expression on the right. The key phrases are is less than or is fewer than. You must have the is in front of it. Otherwise, it's just a subtraction because less than means we could subtract. But if it has is, it means that number or that expression is less than the other. Greater than points to the right. The key phrases are is greater than or is more than. Take a minute and write that down because the next two get a little bit trickier. Less than or equal to. Less than or equal to, that means the statement on the left is either less than the statement on the right, or it can be equal to. This is when it could be an either or thing, like I have less than or equal to a certain amount of money. So the key phrases are is less than or equal to, is at most, or is no more than. Take a second and write that down. I'm going to move my shade up because now we need to move our screen down. So we just did less than or equal to. Now we're going to do greater than or equal to. This sign means that the number on the left is greater than or equal to the number on the right, or expression, is at least the value of the number on the right, or is no less than the value on the right. Make sure you write all these things down. If you need to pause, we can pause. I'm going to slide this down a wee bit more. So now we're going to practice. Write each word sentence as an inequality. If a number k is at most -6, that means k is less than or equal to -6. Write that down first and then we'll talk about it. A number k is at most -6. Could k be equal to -6? Yes, but that's the most it can be. So it includes all the numbers that are also less than -6. The next one says the product of 9 and s is at least -5/10. So 9s is greater than or equal to -5/10. Remember, product means multiply. Hopefully you've had some time to write everything down. I'm going to move on. Don't forget, when we talk about a solution, the solution of an inequality shows all of the solutions of the inequality on a number line. With inequalities, you can have more than one answer. You can have several answers or infinite number of answers. The only way we can show all of the solutions is by doing this on a number line. You did that last year in 6th grade. So let's review how to use the number line. An open or a closed circle represents whether or not a number is included in the solution set. So do you remember from last year, if you had an open circle, that means the number is not part of the solution. The only two times when you're going to use the open circle are in a less than or a greater than sign. Not when you have the equal sign underneath, because an equal sign says we could also have that exact number also. It's included. So a closed circle is used when a number is part of the solution. Make sure you're writing down everything in red. I'm going to scooch this down a little bit. Oops, sorry. To graph the inequality, first mark the number on the number line with an open or closed circle. Then shade in all the numbers that are the solutions. Again, you did this last year, so it should be coming back to you. So for this first problem, it says graph the inequalities below. If g is less than or equal to -1, don't forget, we just learned about that up here. If it has an equal sign underneath, this is how I remember it. The equal sign fills in the circle. So we fill in the circle at -1, and then g is all of the numbers less than this, so it's all of the numbers to the left. Make sure you write this on your paper because you're going to need to do this later. It keeps going up too far. The last problem, and it's going to be hard for you to see, I'm sure, but we're going to do our best. The last problem is f is greater than -4. Because it doesn't have the equal sign in there, -4 is not part of the solution. So we're going to use an open circle on -4. And this time, f is all of the values greater than -4. So those are all of the numbers to the right of -4. I hope you got everything down. If you didn't, don't forget where to go and pause this video or watch it again. Don't forget to show us your notes.